What's up, guys? My name is Jerry, and today's video is going to be on the Chicago Bulls, and we're going to be talking about how this team continues to prevail through adversity, and we're going to jump right into the video. And looking at the Chicago Bulls so far this season, they have a record of 37-21, and that's good enough to have them at second place in the Eastern Conference, and they've been playing some really good basketball recently. They're currently on a 4-game winning streak, and they've won 7 out of their last 10, and I think that's really impressive just due to the fact of what they've been going through so far this season. And this is a team that was, they did a great job in the offseason of putting this squad together, but we really haven't seen too much of that at full strength. As you guys know, the Chicago Bulls are missing a few of their key players. Like, they've been without Lonzo Ball for a while now. He's dealing with a knee issue, and Lonzo Ball was a guy that's brought here to help this team win a championship, and he provides so much to the Chicago Bulls team. You know, he's a really good playmaker. He's really come alive on the defensive side of the ball this year for the Chicago Bulls. He was doing it all on the defensive end. He was playing good on the perimeter. He was blocking shots, and that's just really impressive for a point guard. And not only that, Lonzo Ball has really improved his three-point shooting this season, and he's been a real energizer buddy for this team. And then Alex Caruso, same thing with him. We know how he went down, hurt his wrist with that nasty play with Grayson Allen, and then what he provides for this team is the same, kind of the same thing. But he's a spark plug off the bench. He would come in if it's a home game, or even if they're away, he'd come in, make a big play, get a steal. He'll throw a oop, catch a oop, and just get the home crowd and get his teammates really energized. And not only does Alex Caruso bring that, not only does he bring that to the team for the Bulls, but he also, if he's not the best on-ball defender in the league, he's one of the best. He's just a pet. He's just a pest on the defensive side of the ball. He pick up guys full court. He's face guarding their best player, and whoever their best perimeter player is, usually it's a guard. Alex Caruso is going to do his best job of making that player work for their bucket. So not having him for the amount of time that he's been out, it can get really tough. It can get really tough for the Bulls. And then Kobe White, we all know it took him a while to get back to the season. Get back on the court this season. And since he's been back, he's been playing well. And then Patrick Williams, I think he's the biggest. He's one of the biggest pieces that they're missing, because this is a guy that you don't need to draw up no play for him. And then on the defensive side of the ball, he's just gonna be very impactful. He's just one of those guys that's so versatile on the defensive side of the ball that he makes life easier for everybody else. And then on the offensive side, you don't need to draw up no plays for him. He's gonna hit the offensive glass hard. He's gonna get tip dunks. He's gonna catch oops. He's gonna cut hard. And they expect him to come back this season. When he do come back, I expect him to come in and make an immediate impact for this team, because, like I said, you don't really need to draw nothing up for Patrick Williams for him to be effective. And then now the Chicago Bulls have to deal with Zach LaVine and his knee issue. So now Zach LaVine is going to see a knee specialist, and hopefully they get that taken care of. And now we talk about how the Chicago Bulls have been able to stay afloat when missing all these key players, like missing Lonzo Ball, Caruso, Patrick Williams, and then Kobe White for all the time he missed before he came back. Like, you would think the Chicago Bulls wouldn't be as successful as they are now. You would think they're not, second in the Eastern Conference. Missing those guys is really impressive. And I know basketball is a team sport, and I'm going to credit the rest of the team, but you have to give most of the credit to DeMar DeRozan, because what he's been doing is unreal. And when I tell people, he really went to Chicago and found Michael Jordan's secret stuff, I wasn't lying, because now he's put himself in the same conversation, in the same company as Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain. And the company don't get no better than that. What he did with Michael Jordan was, he's the first Bull since MJ to score 35 plus in 6 consecutive games. The record he would have to beat to break that record would be, he would have to do it 11 straight times. And then with Wilt Chamberlain, he's actually tied Wilt Chamberlain's record of scoring 35 plus in six consecutive games while shooting 50% from the field. So this has really just been a magical season and a magical stretch from DeMar DeRozan. And I feel like I want to say his career was dead before he came to Chicago, but it seems like he's had a resurgence since he's come here. We didn't see this type of play from DeMar DeRozan with the San Antonio Spurs, but since he's come to the Chicago Bulls team, he's been more energized, he's been more into the swing of things, and he's just been great for them. And not only is he scoring the ball at an elite level, he's doing it very efficiently, and then he's also doing it in the clutch as well. DeMar DeRozan right now, according to the stats, is the best clutch player in the NBA. They call him the fourth quarter king. So DeMar DeRozan, really special for the Bulls, and he's really, honestly, I had Embiid, I had Embiid locked up with the MVP, but now I gotta pit DeMar DeRozan with this recent stretch that he's been on, and then with the Bulls being, kind of getting plagued with injuries, I gotta insert DeMar DeRozan back into that conversation. So, big props to DeMar DeRozan and what he's been able to do for this Chicago Bulls team, because it's truly special. And then not only has DeMar DeRozan stepped up, and I think this guy gets overshadowed and very underrated. He's having a very underrated season, and he's on a very good hot streak of his own, and that's Nikola Vucevic, and he's having a really good season. He's averaging 18 points and 11 rebounds, and that's a really solid double-double. Like, you can get into the All-Star game with those kind of numbers, but I feel like with, the more flashier players on the Chicago Bulls, like the Lonzo Balls and the Alex Carusos, the Zach LaVines, the DeMar DeRozans, Nikola Vucevic, he gets overlooked. But with guys being sidelined with injuries, he's helped this team. He's helped shoulder the load offensively and hitting the boards, and he's been doing a really good job. And then Ayo Dosunmu and Kobe White, with Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso being down, they have really stepped up the level of their guard play. And Ayo Dosunmu, if you told me he was a rookie, I wouldn't believe you, because this season he has been nothing but calm, cool, and collected. Just showing his poise, and he's really been doing a little bit of everything for the Chicago Bulls. He scores the basketball, he rebounds, he playmakes, and then he also plays defense. And I kind of like his frame. I like his build. He got a build that causes problem on the defensive side of the ball. Like him as an on-ball defender, he got, those long, lanky arms. So, he's a guy that's been really good for the Chicago Bulls all season long. And he might have been the biggest steal of the draft, because, he was drafted very low. So it's good to see what he's been doing, and he's been able to step up in the absence of Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso. And then so has Kobe White. And Kobe White, he was a guy that was, he missed a big chunk of the season due to injury, and he's come back and he's been big time for the Chicago Bulls. I think he's averaging like 13 points, 3 and 3, so he's having a really solid season, and it's really good to see him remaining with the Chicago Bulls after the trade deadline, because he's a guy that can help them out in a multitude of ways. And the Chicago Bulls team, like I said, they've been going through a lot. Haven't really seen this good team at full strength yet, and when they do get to full strength, it's going to be very interesting and very good basketball to watch, because what DeMar DeRozan is doing right now, when he get his guys back, when he get his crew back, it's going to be very tough to beat the Chicago Bulls team. And the Eastern Conference is no longer the Leastern Conference. It's no longer that, the cakewalk that they called it when LeBron was there, because it's so many good teams in the Eastern Conference, and it's going to be a war throughout the playoffs, and it's going to be very fun to watch. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment down below, tell me in the comment section, tell me your favorite Chicago Bull, and then subscribe for more weekly content. We do this all the time, man. And that's curtains.